Hello, this is Paola Jazmin, and this is a quick video blog. I had implemented a different video blog regarding jobs and employment, but today I'm going to talk about something different, and it's because of CNN publishing news about the mixed martial arts transgender fighter Fallon Fox. And I want to share my input this because I've been in a previous, almost in a previous similar situation, and I feel like some of the comments that people are making are based on fears and a little bit of on ignorance too about about transgender people. To start, she's a woman in the first place. She's a woman. She's a complete woman. And I haven't used the term complete. She's just a woman. Even that she was born a male, she's now a woman, and she doesn't look like a man at all. I'm sorry. I disagree when people say that she looks like a man. She doesn't look like a man. She may have some features that look masculine, but she's not a man. She's a woman. Also, you have to consider other women that compete in the sport or even in other sports where, because of the exercise routine, they develop muscle mass, and they sometimes even look they have masculine traits too. And it's sad because I think, like, even that the past year in the some women that were competing on powerlifting, they were bashed by some people and even harassed for they having more muscle men, and according to the people that were harassing her for looking for not looking feminine enough, which is, in my opinion, highly discriminating to say those kind of thing, and highly hateful, and it just show the ignorance and that people have on some of these athletes. Anyway, having said that, as some of you have seen from my video blogs, and if you scroll down and see my videos history, you're going to notice two things. I used to do professional wrestling in the independent circuit. I started in Puerto Rico, and then I wrestle in the area here in New York, Vermont, and Massachusetts. I wrestled before I transitioned. I wrestled during my transition, and I wrestled after I transitioned. The last video that one of the last matches that I had. Actually, I had a match in 2010, but it wasn't a very good match. It was multiple opponents. But my last match, the last match that I had, the last good match that I had that you can see on the videos, was in 2008, and it was for the Vermont Women's Championship. And this match, I had it a year after I had started hormone replacement therapy. I know you're going to say professional wrestling, that's not related to mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts is a sport. Professional wrestling is more entertainment. You can look at it any way you want. But the fact was, I competed and for a women's championship, and I was a transgender woman fighting another woman. True, if you look at the video, I have more muscle mass, more body weight, and my opponent is very slender. Maybe I had a little bit of an advantage in that. Even then, in the end, I ended up losing the match. And not only that, if you watch WWE, you are going to notice if you notice some of the women wrestlers that they have in their women's division, such as Beth Phoenix, Yamina Snuka, even Natalia Hart, they they don't have the stereotypical body that people tend to associate with women. And I say stereotypical body because most people, when they hear news about about transgender women fighting a woman, they tend to quickly think of the media model, skinny, slender woman, and that is not the case in certain sports. That is not the case. That is not the case in mixed martial arts. There are women that get in that sport. They train us very hard. They develop muscle mass, and then they get into they compete. So they don't have the typical the stereotypical female build that most men wish to see. They are still female and they are still women, but they happen to have more muscle men than some average men. So, having said that, you know, when I look at the video of Fallon Fox fighting, her opponent has more muscle mass than her. I don't think there's an advantage in there. I haven't watched the video, and she could have lost that match. Her opponent was very explosive, and you know, for the woman that competed in that sport, my hat is down for them, because that is a very competitive sport, and it's one that requires a lot of skills and training, more than in professional wrestling. Even then, I disagree when people say that she has a competitive advantage. Also, you have to look at other sports too, and like for example, one of the sports that is easy to look at is Olympic wrestling. Olympic wrestling, they have different divisions for in terms of weight classes. What is interesting about Olympic wrestling is that in the high school level, and I don't know if at collegiate level happens too, but at high school level, there's not like a women's division. So the girls that want to do wrestling, they have to compete against boys in their same weight class. So tag whatever people tag, women fighting men or girls fighting boys, it's there, it's happening, and I haven't heard people complain about a boy fighting a girl in Olympic wrestling. You can criticize it, you can say whatever you want, but even CNN with a report, they show a girl that it's state champion, and that is good, I think, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. If there's nothing wrong with that, why now we have a big over-the-top issue here, you know? Fallon Fox doesn't look like a heavyweight. She's not a man, she's a woman, you know. And more so, there are regulations now for transgender people that goes into competitive sports. You know, we see transgender people coming out earlier in life, even in high school, also in college, and because of that, the organization that sponsors and control the sports, they have put in place regulations that have to be met for a transgender athlete to compete. Fallon Fox meets all the requirements set for mixed martial arts, so there is not an issue here. And personally, I don't think there's an unfair competitive advantage as people want to believe it. I think that is more in people's mind because we grew up with the myth that men are stronger than women, and in some cases that is not the case. You know, if there are women that are stronger than men, you know. Take for example bodybuilders. They have more muscular mass than an average Joe, you know. So this thing of that men are stronger than women, or that they can have more muscle man than women, you know, it's bullshit. It's a myth. It's total. It's total based on ignorance rather than on facts. And when you look at the facts, when you look at Fallon Fox, when you look at her opponents, when you look at some of the other women that do mixed martial arts, they have trained a lot, and it seems to me that that physically they are prepared for the sport, and I don't think there is a competitive advantage of Fallon Fox in the mixed martial arts. So as such, I hope that she can get her license and be allowed to compete. In my opinion, not giving her the license to compete, it looks like job discrimination to me. This is her job, this is her career, she's a fighter, and it is kind of sad that she cannot get her, they are giving her a hard time to get her license to fight, and that shouldn't be happening. In any case, those are my comments, and I also want to mention, like, even if they give her a hard time and they don't allow her to compete, if people are concerned, or even if she's concerned, you know, I haven't gotten into a wrestling ring in a while. I am poor right now. I know that mixed martial arts could be a career and you can make some money out of it. I'm 37, almost her same age. I will be even willing to consider getting into a mixed martial arts octagon and fight her. I'm not afraid of that. I don't think there will be any people, the comments that people will make will not be too much, because I'm transgender myself. I'm male to female, transsexual, and you know, I don't think there will be a competitive advantage here, as people want to believe it. But also, I want to raise awareness, and I want to use some of the proceeds of the match to donate them to a non-profit organization that support transgender people. In our culture today, a lot of transgender people face unemployment, discrimination. We face a lot of some transgender women face a very hard time, and I want to raise awareness. And I think, like, doing a fight where two transgender people fight each other, we can raise awareness. We can raise fight against discrimination, and you know, if even then, if I love also the mixed martial arts. I love wrestling too. I love professional wrestling too, and I just think that not allowing a transgender person to compete, it's unfair. It's not a good thing. It doesn't help anybody. It just continues to show the ignorance that exists in society. You know, I'm no different from any other human being. You know, I like what I do, and I think if I want to compete in a sport or do a particular sport, I should be allowed to do it. And also even in my gender too, you know, because if I go to the other gender, there might be more harassment towards from the other gender towards me, you know, unless it's a co-ed group, but there's nothing like co-ed here, you know. And also, back when I was doing professional wrestling, I used to wrestle men, and I used to wrestle women. And even today, when you look at WWE, you have cases like that. You have men that wrestle women, and some women wrestle some of the men. And not only that, you also have take for example, Rey Mysterio Jr., who is one of my favorite wrestlers. He won the heavyweight championship. And, you know, you have the weight categories in some sports to prevent unfair advantage, you know. And the fact that Rey Mysterio Jr. was given the chance to fight to get the World Heavyweight Championship, that shows that even sometimes you know you can make certain exceptions and open up the business for other people and other wrestlers too. So Having said that, I hope that that Sing Solve and Fallon, if you're watching this, you have my complete support. And as a person that has done professional wrestling, that have had the chance to be almost in a similar position, I appreciate what you do, and I hope that you can continue your career, and I hope that you can. I hope to see more of you in the octagon, and and see you fighting more. Anyway, thank you, and thanks for watching. And if anybody has any comments, feel free to post them. But I will say, be careful what you write here. I may or may not delete your comment, but be respectful. You know, I think we can be respectful with our opinions without insulting anybody else. And that's it. And feel free to subscribe if you find my comments and my video interesting. And feel free to give me ideas for video blogs that you would like to see. And that's it. Have a great day. And this is power. I've been working out.